Cyber Samurai. Cyber Samurai. Cyber Samurai. Cyber Samurai. Let's go!
Dirty.
Welcome to the Dead Unicorn. My name's Corey. It's Cyber Samurai Sunday, where we play Legend of the Five Rings with the best crew. All of us. We are the best. Except for Tarek, who doesn't seem to be here.
Right before I left, I said I need to go get something to drink.
All right.
Feel better?
Now the whole entire crew is at their desks, ready to make a mess of the story.
Hey, I want to thank the patrons scrolling in the upper... No, they're scrolling below us. They're below us now. They rock. They're the best. We love them, and we are so happy for their continued support. And also, they get to vote for their favorite character, and that character, that V, gets a special bonus in automatic success. And I believe the person who gets the automatic success this time, Shisuro Kuranagi, the friendly scorpion.
Yay!
Congratulations. You are the one.
You get all the adulations.
Yes, Tarek plays Shisuro Kuranagi. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Or your character.
Yeah, I play a character called Shiro Kuranagi, who is your friendly neighborhood scorpion. She definitely hasn't done anything wrong, and is a completely trustworthy individual.
Right.
She has a winning smile and a personality of an angel, and yeah, I'm glad you like her.
All right, Crystal is playing Moshi Sora.
Moshi Sora is a Moshi Sun Sentinel, so she is concerned only about the fire invocations, as well as being a Bushi. She's just a nice lady who doesn't want to hurt anyone.
Tell us about Doji Daisuke.
Hi, Doji Daisuke is a Crane Clan courtier who has enough cushion for some pushing, meaning that he likes to, when the situation calls for it, to push people around. If not, he just listens and looks for some rumors that he would like to talk about around the juicy circles of gossip, see what he has to hear.
James plays Ide Youngsu. Tell us about Youngsu, please.
Musician who would rather not deal with politics, but has to because of family, and is really starting to get rather frustrated with all the doors getting slammed in his face of trying to get to acquire the unicorn stables in this town.
Sasha, you're up.
Back.
Playing Bayushi Naren.
Yes. Naren is of the Bayushi Death Dealer School. She is kind of the antithesis of the other scorpion. Very unfriendly, quiet, and pushy. She's kind of a hard ass and doesn't really seem to have any sort of feelings about anything. Though she definitely keeps to a pretty strict code of honor.
You guys are in the city of Richrog, and you're investigating some people who are after this Ronin named Kengo, who used to be the heir to the Imperial throne, but has been disgraced and is now a Ronin. He is trying to become a poet of some renown, and there's a competition for poetry happening. And you have to figure out who's trying to keep him out of this poetry competition, kidnapping him. Or maybe they have other reasons to get him out of to kidnap him. You're not sure. But you do have lots of evidence, and you were about to do something.
I believe you guys joined Kengo and I at the festival grounds, and had been informed about the Ronin samurai that had approached us.
Okay.
And that the Spotted Frog had declared neutrality with us. provided we didn't poke them anymore.
Yes, a truce. I don't know if it was a truce or it was more like a stay out of our way. We're gonna let this slide. Come near us. Come within a 500-yard radius and we will fuck your shit up.
Yeah, that's why I phrased it as neutral towards us, provided...
I would say it's a pretty hostile. It's just a promise. The truce just means we're not gonna mess with each other.
And I'm slightly going, shit, I should have done a little more to repair bridges with them just so I could ask them about getting the stables.
Unfortunately, you used up your... wow, my party members just decapitated a guy, and now we have reign of this area ticket. So now we'll have to figure out a different plan for that, huh?
Mm-hmm. Of course, my character is laying the blame fully on Bloody Hammer Gone because he chose to attack us when we approached.
True, but
Both times.
everybody has a different perception on the events, and we did leave a bunch of terrified minions behind to carry on our tale, so... I also remember scuttling my way underneath a building on stilts that had some horrifying stuff underneath it that I had to waddle around in. That was disgusting, and I do remember hearing some information about what the Kitsu has been up to in Lion territory of the city, and yeah, that was not great.
So you have all of the evidence that
Yeah,
you're
there's
going to
just-
get.
Yeah.
Except
I
for,
think it was the governor we were going to go talk to.
I thought we were going to go to Isobe, right?
Yes.
Karu Isobe? At the governor's mansion. Not the governor himself, but the daimyo of the Kiru. I think the governor is actually a Mia something. Mia Genda? I have it written down. I just have to pull up my search.
Yeah, I should probably just have a list of who people are somewhere. But,
Mia Genda, right?
yeah.
Mia Genda is the
Mia Genda is the governor. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I know my details. I thought I second guessed myself, but I knew what I was saying. And then Karu Isobe is just the daimyo of the Karu family, who we were going to go talk to today. And then that was in essence attempt to kind of finalize the info we have against Kitsu Satoru. Which most of it is hearsay, most of it is just stuff that we have heard, and who knows if that's going to come across well.
Yeah, well, if it's just hearsay, then maybe we should try and find some more concrete stuff.
well, here's the thing. What people say is 100% evidence in Rokugan.
It's
That's a good
the
point.
only thing is that it is testimony is like the biggest piece of evidence, but testimony of who against who is how it kind of goes down. So if there's somebody with a really high status who we're trying to like point the finger at,
Which we kind of are.
which
We definitely are.
I had to catch myself from saying if there's somebody with high status that we're trying to finger, but no, we're trying to point the finger at them and say you bad.
So y'all head back to the island, right? Okay, you head back to the island. Who are you going to see on the island? Oh, and by the way, Kengo comes with you and is going to meet his secret admirer. Does anybody sneak with Kengo to go see who he goes to see? Who meets him?
Well, I figure he's going to already be looking out for me since I insisted on coming here with him in the first place. So I kind of nudge Tarek's character, Kuranagi a little bit, just with that little, since we are comrades, a nudge and a look is almost as good as saying, you do it, you follow him.
All right, I'll tail him.
Okay, make a stealth roll. It is fitness.
Naurin watches the person who does the talking for her walk away, and she's like, yes, this is fine.
Okay.
Fitness air.
You still have Moshisora, and Moshisora is a great communicator.
And me, I cannot stick around. I am too rotund for this job. Plus rolling around on the floor trying to be sneaky.
I have 2 successes and 2 opportunities.
Okay.
I would like to use the 2 opportunities to make myself less.
It says you have 1 opportunity.
I have 2.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
Lying to you. I will use that second opportunity. I'd like to use that second opportunity basically to, like, make myself more. Act subtly to attract as minimal attention to your efforts. More opportunity, make it even subtler. So I will use it for that.
All right. Okay, what is the rest of you going to go do?
I believe we were wanting to talk with the Kiru daimyo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you go talk to the Karu Daimyo.
So I'm going to be letting you guys do most of the talking first and then be like, I need advice as well on a personal matter.
You walk out to the garden. The servants lead you to the gardens where he is talking to a female samurai that Ide Youngso knows who that is and has talked to her earlier in the day. She sees you coming. They both kind of see you coming into the thing. She bows. He bows back. And she quickly kind of disappears into the garden.
I quietly speak to Naoren and Sora and try to get Daisuke into this as well, while still being quiet of going, that was the Ronin.
Oh, that was poor.
Was she still wearing the spotted kimono as Youngsu kind of described to us earlier?
Yes. It's like a black kimono with like big green spots on it. And
Yeah, like Daisuke says behind his fan to the rest of the group. Seems we have a little bit of poor timing on our hands currently.
It seems she got here first.
Also, upon seeing her, I just stopped where I was. I did not go anywhere near her. Made it very clear. I'm agreeing to the non-interference part by, I'll stay over here till you're done. And with an obvious attitude.
She's probably complaining about the damage that we did earlier.
Asobe waits patiently for you near the statue as he packs a new pipe.
All right, and so I assume we can approach at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Approach, bow.
So he'll give you a short bow as you approach and say, good evening. How was your hunt?
It seems to be going fairly well. Unfortunately, I do believe... Well, maybe I should let Ide tell you about the lady you were just speaking with, but, I fear we have done more damage than we planned to the Dokugeru. Naorin is just kind of standing there silently with the expression of, I will not speak a word unless y'all look at me too.
No, your guest did offer peace between us.
Yes, I heard there was an altercation. You, well, I wish you would have paid heed to my warning, but I don't think it's any permanent damage that is done. But you are on some people's list now. The woman I was speaking to, if you recognized her, is Numachiko. She sometimes appears when there needs to be a message delivered.
She did indeed deliver a strong message.
We come to you in part because of we have found evidence that there may be corruption amongst the Lion and would like advice on how to proceed. Also, I would like advice on a personal matter after that discussion.
Well, which one would you like to discuss first? I mean, you're all here, so I assume...
The corruption amongst the Lion would take precedent.
There's lots of corruption here in City of the Rich Frog. But to just openly say it is not something people usually do. I assume you have a good reason to say those words.
Well,
We do.
we have several pieces of evidence that seem to point to Kitsu Satoru himself being involved in the attempted kidnapping of Kingo.
Well, Kitsu Satoru is a very powerful person here, and if you accuse him, do not do so lightly. If you have evidence, then I wish you the best of luck, because that could possibly sway the agenda. And that is the person you need to present the evidence to.
You see, Kitsu-sama told us that he spoke with you on the matter of covering the Lion Gatehouse with frog guards. We just wanted to be sure of whether or not he actually spoke with you on that.
He did not speak with me personally, but I do have retainers that do take care of business, and they don't always tell me what's going on.
I see. So perhaps there is someone who works for you who we should speak with in regard to this.
If you believe that Kitsu Satoru has done something wrong about what did he ask for? Guards?
Yes, frog guards for the lion.
If you believe he didn't do it, I'm ready to say that he didn't talk to any of my people, because I was not informed. I will 100% look into this, but you can say that he has never talked to me about any sort of guards. And if he said he talked to me, then that I will back you up as false.
On the other subject, it's personal to myself. The reason I went to the stables was to try to talk to the current owner about acquiring it for my family. But Bloody Hammer Gon was very aggressive and didn't bother with hearing why we were there, just chose to attack us on sight.
You think Bloody Hammer Gon owns the stables?
No, but he would know who does, since he was operating out of it and answering to them.
You'll find that the Mafia are very protective of what they consider their territory. If they see an incursion, they'll usually attack first and ask questions later. They like to ask questions from a position of power, especially when it comes to samurai who like to lord it over Ronin. So any chance to, make themselves bigger than a clan samurai, they will take. I'm sure you're just not used to dealing with Ronin.
That is true. I was hoping you'd be able to give me advice on a new avenue to find the owner.
Well, the owner is the Keiru. We own it. I own it.
Uh-huh. This was also the matter I wanted to speak with you at your convenience that I mentioned during the party.
I see. Well, yes, I own the stables, and I allow it to be used by the Dokugeru, so I know where they are.
Understandable.
But we can make a deal. You're going to have to find a new place for the Dokugeru. So go speak with your unicorn and see what they're willing to give up for these stables.
That is very good advice. I appreciate it. And thank you for keeping the door open on this discussion.
And if you really want to impress Numachiko, you might want to keep the type of place you're going to exchange it in mind.
In other words, something like a stables for a stables, or at least an open area with a decent building?
I don't know. See what you can do. But I'm sure she would appreciate trading up. Or trading in a way that's maybe more beneficial to someone in their profession.
I can understand that fully. Besides the aspect of wanting to get one over on a clan member, we'll phrase it that way, they also have to look out for themselves. They, of course, cannot accept a bad deal, and an equal deal with the unicorn would be seen as less to them. So I fully understand that.
Is there any other business?
I think that is it.
Well, I wish you all luck. I believe your friend is on their way here. As you turn, and Shosuro Kuronagi is ready to join you.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you for your time, sir.
We dismiss ourselves, acting appropriately, giving a deep bow.
Yes.
How did it go?
Fairly well. Better than expected.
Okay, well, that's good. That's positive improvement. All right.
The Kagyo is a wise man.
Is he going to back us up?
Yes, he has said that he did not personally speak to Kitsu Satoru, so he will back us up on not having spoke to him. But if we can find out, well, if Satoru-sama spoke with one of his retainers and we can find out who that is, then Kairu-sama will look into that retainer.
Person for us.
Excellent. So if we can find out who is orchestrating all of this, he will follow through with an investigation.
Out of character, one of our viewers has offered a suggestion that I'm like, that's not actually a bad idea on the YouTube stream.
Well, what did they say?
They said that find out who the Bad Lion's enemy is in town of same or higher rank so they can make the accusation, then it could get a duel on. Because a duel is heaven's mandate. And also says that Moto Nomen could be used to say the accusation, considering is a unicorn princess. And at least 2 of us have had good interactions with her. I believe myself and I think it was Daisuke at the party that had a good
I
interaction.
also spoke with her a little.
Oh yeah, well, it was Sora.
I mean, Kuronagi had a really long conversation with Motonomen. They talked about poetry for a long time.
Okay, and 3 of us. I said at least.
At least 2.
Though I will say, Kuronagi looks around and goes, just like waits to see if everybody else around us isn't really paying attention, and goes, well, I also got a little bit of information, and we might want to move quickly on it. I saw Kengo. He was meeting with Motonomen. Apparently, she is his admirer, which I kind of saw coming. But that being said, Tomo Ayumi also showed up there out of the blue, and then she kind of spotted me, and I spotted her, and we locked eyes for a second, and then I started to sweat really heavily. And so then I had to redo my makeup, and she took off and started heading off toward the castle. And so I don't know what she was doing there, but that seemed really suspicious, and now I don't know what we should do.
Perhaps we should wait somewhere near where Motonomen and Sama and Kengo are, so that when they lead there, we're the first ones they meet. At least Kengo.
I mean, I feel like he would be upset if he knew that we were following him. But if you want to, we can. And
He might
still think so.
but he also knows we're concerned for his safety.
I also think someone should probably go into the castle and see what the heck Ayumi is doing. Because that was strange. I didn't think she would be there, and then she was there.
After you saw each other?
She fled immediately. As soon as we locked eyes with each other, she turned and started walking the other way. She looked surprised for a moment.
Is that the samurai that writes the edgy dark poetry?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not 100% sure, because it could have been that that Motonomen just kind of was there, and Kengo started talking to her and maybe thought that was what was going on. But maybe it was a Tomo Ayumi, and she got embarrassed because she got, there too late. I don't know what her motivations were, to be honest.
Speaking about getting there too late, the Karu messenger, the Dokugira messenger, she was here first before we got here.
Oh. That doesn't sound good at all.
She quickly took off.
We were still able to have a polite conversation with Keru-sama.
Well, at least there's that, I guess.
And he vouched for her trustworthiness on whatever message she gave us.
Should we be going?
I think I got her name a little. It is Ayuri.
Ayuri.
It is Ayuri.
Ayuri.
Ayuri is at the castle. She went over there immediately afterward.
The mansion, the estate.
I mean, I'm sure she has business over there.
It's also not a bad place to wait for Kengo to be done with his business. Since I know I'd feel better traveling back in a group with him.
Who knows? Maybe there might be a juicy love triangle going on.
I mean, perhaps,
Could
but
be.
no.
Is staying here, but Kengo is choosing to stay at the... What is the right term? It starts with an R.
Ryokan.
Real kid.
Thank you. That was bothering me. And maybe Kengo is choosing to stay at the Ryokan.
So as the game master, I can tell you what is going on. All of the competitors are staying at the Ryokan.
That's what I thought. Oh, at the Ryokan? I thought they were all staying at...
Only people of very high status can stay at the estate. And one could assume that Otomo Ayuri is of high enough status, being an imperial, yet she is not, and she's at the Ryokan. So that might be strange.
That is, in fact, strange.
Well, maybe we can check it out. And I'm speaking out of character right now. Check it out and see what the heck she's doing at the governor's mansion.
Well, then we should go immediately.
Okay, y'all walk into the mansion and ask around for Ayuri, and they say she has left very nervously for the ferry.
Just going back to the inn.
Okay.
Maybe she's nervous about the fact that I saw her?
Which is odd. Yeah, you don't seem to be the type that would scare anyone.
I know. I would say I'm quite docile. Isn't that right? Naurin-chan.
Incorrect.
Whatever do you mean? I'm a delight to be around.
If you say so. I suppose it's possible that Otomo-san might be choosing to stay at the Ryokan to be closer to Kengo for one reason or another.
Maybe she was embarrassed.
It is very strange that she would flee so suddenly.
An Imperial being seen sneaking around is not a good look. So,
I don't know that I'd say that she was sneaking as far as she was just kind of there one moment.
Maybe
Could be that I just didn't notice her. I do wear glasses after all. I could have just not noticed her at first and then she was there. I'm not the one to say that I have the best eyesight in the world.
yeah, it's like that time we were traveling together and you waved at the scarecrow friendly.
It reminded me of a friend of mine, and it was very tall, and normally scarecrows aren't usually that tall.
That is true, but it had to be seen over the corn.
Okay, fair.
Corn? What is that?
It's a produce that Unicorn brought back.
Yeah, it's a strange thing in Unicorn Lands. They like it a lot. They roast it over a fire and put this gross thing called mayo on it.
Also yak butter. It's very good with yak butter and salt.
Likeable. But, I'm used to scorpion cuisine, so maybe I'm wrong.
Sounds repugnant, but I'll try it sometime, just to sate some of my curiosity.
If you're ever in Unicorn Lands with me, I'll happily share some with you.
All right.
porn.
But
You know the weird
matter at hand. Should we go to the ferry, or perhaps we should make sure that Kingo comes back safely? After all, we want to make sure that he comes back in one piece.
We could wait at the ferry, as we know this island is safe.
And he's with Motonomen. He'll be fine. Was he still with Motonomen when you left?
Oh yeah, they were together just talking. I wanted to stay a little longer, but I didn't want to get caught and intrude. Like I said, I could show you where they were at.
Well then, guys, I don't think we need to worry about that, really.
And if we ever hear the sound of a dresser opening and closing, we go in the opposite direction of the sound.
Is he here in the governor's estate?
Kitsu Satoru? Yes.
Yeah, he was supposed to be at the celebration.
Yes, Kitsu Satoru is here. So is Miyagenda. So is Shozo. So is Motonomen.
I
And
look over at Naurin, and then I look over at Sora, and then back to Naurin, and then back to Sora, and then I look at Doji Daisuke and say, I think you should go and tell the Kitsu that we know that he is up to something.
So it is my responsibility to accuse the lie.
And all her friends, and it's like, no, I don't want you to do it.
No, I don't want you guys to die. Like,
Daisuke
but
should make like a clear check.
like no. Think about it, and then maybe you'll understand why.
Courtier check.
Make a TN1 government check on this.
Normal logic, okay?
It's on government check. Okay, give me a second.
Earth stance.
Scorpion logic.
Okay.
What you know, what he's telling you to do is at the very least it's bad form. If rude, at the very most it could be suicide, or like bodyguards could just cut you down for accusing him. The correct way is to go to
The governor?
Miyagenda and make the accusation to him, and then Miyagenda will go get Kitsu Satoru.
Okay, so it's my responsibility to go to Miyagenda while everyone else splits up. That's what I'm picking up from.
Oh no, we're gonna wait there at Miyagenda's and just
We're gonna be with you.
Okay.
we want this like to
Just-
watch.
You're the right person for the actual
Oh, Seely,
finger pointing job.
the accusation, because one, you are probably the highest status out of anybody in the group.
Probably, yeah.
There.
Two, it's a crane. It won't be seen as like out of the ordinary for a crane to bring up such like potential improprieties, and you have a close tie toward like other either imperial families or other higher status people than the rest of us.
You're not a scorpion, so you're not seen as inherently a liar.
I was
Or
also
lower
hey,
status,
group
like the
consists
or the
of a Shugenja, 3 shinobi, and you as a courtier.
Mm-hmm.
So go do your job.
Go talk.
All right.
Go be the courtier.
Okay, fine. I'll do that. Just prepare to facepalm if the player messes up, where Doji Daisuke shouldn't be messing up.
That's what dice rolls are for. Your words are merely your approach. The dice roll tells what your character actually does.
All right, fair enough.
Let's go.
The servant leads you to a room. The door opens up, and you see Miyagenda and Shozo politely discussing probably a work that Shozo has penned, while casually sipping sake and eating gyoza. As the servant opens the door for you, they turn from their conversation and look over and say, Doji Daisuke! Doji Daisuke-san, please come in, sit down.
All right. So I go ahead and have myself a seat. All right, I'm trying to think of how to approach the topic without because I assume that they were just having a light conversation, and now here we come, getting ready to spit out some accusations. Speaking out of character, but I'm gonna speak in actions. What I'm gonna have Daisuke do is go ahead and say that he and the rest of the group have been doing an investigation as to what's been going on, and we have found evidence of the involvement of I keep forgetting his name. The
Satoru.
The agenda will stop you and say, you've been investigating what's been going on. What I don't understand. And Shoso says, well, you see, Kingo was attacked at the gates, and I have asked Doji, Daisuke and company to look into who attacked him. And I believe Doji Daisuke here is ready to give his findings. Miyagenda, please indulge this old man this request and listen to Daisuke and what he has to say.
Essentially, we looked at the messenger house where the letter was delivered from, and it turns out that whenever a letter of note from a high-ranking individual is passed through, they open up the letter to scan the contents to see whether or not it's been poisoned or if there's any secret messages going on in there, and then they commence with delivering it.
Are you accusing somebody of something?
Yes. Kitsu Satoru.
Kitsu Satoru. Well, if he is involved, he needs to be here. And he will talk to a servant to go fetch Kitsu Satoru. Please, in the meantime, enjoy some gyoza.
Why, certainly. I appreciate the offer. Daisuke will dispense with some pleasantries in the meantime while we're waiting for Kitsu Satoru.
He'll make some recommendations, and you'll do some small talk, and Kitsu Satoru will arrive, and he'll be very perturbed, and he'll sit down and he'll say, Miyagenda-sama, you cannot be entertaining this. And Genda says, Kitsu-san, please. I would like to hear what Doji-san has to say, and then I will hear what you have to say. Doji-san,
yes?
Please continue.
I will go ahead and have Daisuke relay the information about how Kitsu Satoru had the lion guards, take the day off at the time and be replaced by Keru guards, which turned out to be Dokugaru guards that attempted to
Kitsu Satoru, and Kitsu Satoru will refute that, and he will say, it is true that I gave the lion guards the day off, but I replaced them with the Keru, which they are the city's defenders, and they're a trusted vassal family of yours, Mia-san.
Ooh, okay, so
this is where you go, objection!
Yes, I will object to his statement, saying that unfortunately the supposed Keru were actually agents of the Dokugaru.
Keru, Dokugaru, Boseki. How can I... first off, they all call themselves the Keru. If they didn't... if it is the Dokugaru that showed up there, then it is Asobe's fault, not mine. Either he took the wrong guards there, or his guards were waylaid and replaced by the Dokugaru. In any case, this does not fall on me.
Okay, Keru Asobe wasn't even informed, and he stated so himself about the guards being replaced. So he had no idea that the guards were even being replaced over at the West Gate.
Kitsu Satoru will think for a second and then say, I cannot be responsible for Keru Asobe's faulty memory.
You should go and say that. Would you like to say that directly to him?
That's what he's saying. He just has it at that.
Into the room.
And Mia Genda will go, please continue, Doji Daisuke.
Okay, so like I'm half tempted to say that we can call upon Kero Sobe if to relay this or back up the statement that I just.
That is unnecessary, Doji-san. I'm sure you've done your diligence.
All right, sir.
And do you have another piece of evidence?
Channel Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
I have not watched any of those episodes, unfortunately. So Daisuke will go ahead and procure the drawing and inform Miyagenda, saying that this was a targeted attack towards Kengo because they had their lower-ranking members on the lookout for him, and as soon as they saw him approach the west gate, they started going after him, whereas our group went ahead and defended him.
Ketsu Satoru says, those pictures can be procured anywhere. There's no reason that I would even know that Kengo would be at that gate at that time. So why would I even give out a picture of Kengo to thugs that I supposedly hired?
Now you bring up the post office thing, like you did know he was going to be there at that time.
Yes, open your inventory, click on testimony.
I wish I had that kind of option.
Pull up Phoenix right.
It's like, So essentially, we will go ahead and procure the next evidence, where we overheard one of his subordinates at the Lion Messenger House mention him by name, saying that he was looking for a letter being passed through the Messenger House, specifically targeting Shozo's letter to find out where Kengo will be approaching from. And I believe that's what was being said by his subordinates in the Messenger House, right?
They weren't saying that he was looking for a specific thing. They did talk about how he was there earlier and...
He was there all day yesterday.
And he flags.
Yeah, he's the one who looks at the letters.
Every letter that had passed through of interest.
Okay, all right.
So he will say, Miyasama, do you really believe that I have the power to check every letter that comes through the Messenger House in Lion District? Lion do not even own that Messenger House. And Genda says, the Lion do take strict control of their area. And I don't think it is out of the question. But I would like to see some sort of direct connection. Some way that the Lion directly hired these Dokugaru, or if it was just an accident. Do you have anything like that?
Requesting help from other players, because I don't think we have.
Nope, that's the one thing that you lost.
Yes, when Bloody Hammer lost his head.
So you can say...
There's a musical about why that's really bad for you. Sorry.
The best thing we can do using their logic is essentially saying that we did try to confront the Dokugaru about this information, but instead they attacked us, and one of our members challenged him to a duel and won the duel against him.
Won it a little too well.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, a lot of
Mia Satoru will see, there you are. They care more about vengeance for Kengo, and it has blinded them to the actual truth of the matter. I wouldn't trust any evidence that they have. All right, this is going to be a government check now. You have given 3 pieces of evidence. So that brings the TN from TN 6 all the way down to TN 3.
Okay.
So you have a TN 3 government check.
Can he have assistance from the rest of the party?
He can gain assistance from the one person who helped him the most.
I assume that would be Shosuro Kuranagi
Yep.
or Bayushi.
Yeah, it's by it's Shosuro Kuranagi. So you can get. Does Kuranagi have government?
I do.
Okay, you get plus 1 assistance from Shosuro Kuranagi.
A
All right.
skill die.
Don't forget that you can also call upon your bond with Naurin and reroll dice after receiving strife equal to your bond ring. So you can reroll a dice pretty much if you need to.
All right. So rolling.
Oh no.
Okay.
Take some strife and re-roll a die.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and reroll. Let's see. I'll reroll this one.
Do you have a...
Take 1 strife.
Which die are you choosing?
The skill die.
Before you do that, let's see if you have an advantage that could help you.
I do have something that I'd like to do while
I do have playfulness. I do have playfulness and affect of harmlessness as well.
Can I use flowering deceptions to help this situation? Once foreseen as a scheme and support action, you may make a courtesy or tactics check targeting 2 other characters who are not hostile to each other. The TN of the check is equal to the highest vigilance amongst your targets. If you succeed, choose 1 target and increase the TN of their next check by 2, decrease the TN of the other target's check by 2. This effect persists until the end of your next turn.
With a few, let me read the description. With a few well-chosen words, a skilled reader can create an opening for one person while impeding another. Allowing an opponent to have an edge can cause them to inadvertently trip up one of their allies. Alternatively, exposing one's own ally to adversity can give another a key opportunity to strike unhindered. I think this is for exactly this kind of thing.
Honestly, I feel like it's fitting if Naurin takes the negative because she's the one that took off Gon's head.
Yeah, you can do that. I'll allow you
If I
to do-
target Naurin and Doji Daisuke, can I flip it so that she gets any negative repercussion he gets?
I get a little bit of
Yeah,
shit.
you can do that. Sure.
Okay, perfect. Then that's what I will do.
All right, so I'll go ahead and finalize my rolling step then. Hopefully it re-rolls that skill die. And, okay, just more opportunities for me. All right, I'll keep the explosive and the 2 opportunities. I hope that exploder does explode.
Only once. Oh. Okay, what was that?
That was flowering deceptions.
Okay, so this might
No,
be where affective harmlessness would come into play.
I think so.
The ability to re-roll 2 dice.
Yes. I think so.
So I will re-roll these 2 dice and see how that goes. Okay, well, not perfect, but not terrible.
Well, let's see. What's the vigilance of who were the 2 targets?
Naurin and Daisuke.
What are your vigilances?
-3.
That's a failure then.
Okay, so that's fail.
Mine is also 3.
Unfortunately, this is a failure all around.
Wait, didn't you have your auto?
I can auto succeed.
You nerd.
I'll just auto succeed. That's
Woo! Auto success!
And what does that do?
I totally forgot I had the auto success, so thank you for reminding me.
It decreases.
Thank you, patrons.
It decreases Doji Daisuke's check by 2.
Oh, okay, so he only needed a TN1.
He only needs a TN1. Which,
Well, thank goodness. He just squeaks by.
Look at me, I'm being so generous, helping everyone, taking a bunch of shit.
True. Coming in for the win.
so what happens is Shosuro Kuranagi comes in. and throws Naren under the bus hard. And would you like to throw her under the bus there?
Yeah, I will say, like, Kurenagi will come in and go, well, you see, I already spoke with the Unicorn Clan magistrates in the region, who were there and present when the beheading of this Bloody Hammer gown occurred. And you see, they all understood exactly the circumstances of the situation, because while it was a unfortunate situation that Bayushi Naorin was able to remove this man's head from his shoulders, it was actually occurring in a legal dueling sense, and so long as the individual...
No, Tarek. Throw her under the bus.
You gotta yeet.
You got to say Naren was filled with vengeance. Naren went off, and we totally apologize for Naren's actions because she cannot control herself. Do it.
I was gonna go a long way to get to that point, but I'll say it this way.
You don't have the time, man.
Yeah. So I'll say, Bayushi Naorin may have been the one who had such rage and vengeance in her mind that it took over her person at the moment and caused her to remove this man's head. And we do apologize for having found ourselves fallen so low at the hands of Bayushi Naorin. But that has nothing or little to nothing to do with the arguments that Doji Daisuke has presented. He has so forth been upstanding and upfront with all of his own biases and opinions, and as such has only provided the utmost testimony and honest and earnest account of what has happened, without any intrusion of ourselves or our opinions in the entire discussion. So please take the time to understand that the effort that Doji Daisuke has put into this argument has been one of clear mind and pure intention.
Okay, that is enough. That's a good argument. Naren would get a -2 to her next check before your next turn, but since that's not actable, I'm going to give her a different, something different. I'm going to give her...
Would you let me posit my own punishment before you give it, just if you don't like it? Because I was going to do it based off of... I was just looking at Naren's sheet, and in the narrative section, she has isolation as her, anxiety, right? So I imagine hearing that her, comrade threw her under the bus would probably trigger that isolation disadvantage and give her 3 strife.
I will give you 3 strife. Also lose honor equal to your honor.
I have 68.
Then lose 6 points of honor.
But yeah, I was saying you're a scorpion, so like, what even is honor?
I'm trying to play an honorable scorpion.
Not only that, but like,
We're much more honorable than I am.
the reason that the scorpion kind of do the things they do, the underhanded things they do, is to be the villain for because we're trying to do right. So
it fits here.
Yes.
yeah, it's a fitting sacrifice.
Miyagenda says, I've heard enough. Shozo has said that he needed this investigated. Somebody was targeting Kengo. And I have not seen another piece of evidence pointing to anyone but Kitsu Satoru. And while we don't have the word of a mafioso, we do have the words of a lion captain, a lion messenger, and Keru Sobe, the daimyo of the Keru. Kitsu Satoru, I can't believe you would throw in with mafioso to get your way in this city. We have problems here as it is. I do not believe that you are anywhere fit to lead the lion in this city. The lion will have to replace you. I suggest you pack your bags and get ready to leave the city. And you can make a report to your daimyo personally. Kitsu Satoru bows. My apologies, Mia Genda. I only am looking out for the best of the city. I will do as you say. He looks at all of you with the iciest dead stare before getting up and silently walking out.
Converting, I'm going.
We made a new enemy.
Finally, I'm going. Oh, great! Now we're going to have to look out for lion assassins.
Genda says,
Not that I think lions really have men.
Genda will say, thank you, all of you, for revealing this to me. There is much corruption in this city, and it is hard for me to ferret it out all the time. It's one of the reasons I have taken the Keru into my confidence. The city owes you a debt, and I am happy to repay it. And he'll motion for a servant, and the servant will take out a bag and say, a bag like this will be delivered to you at the Ryokan. And he'll toss it on the table, and a couple of koku will fall out of it.
Oh, domo arigato gozaimasu.
That is most generous of you.
Shozo,
Generous.
my friend. I wish to speak with you more on the intricacies of your poetry, but I need to relax, and I'm going to take a bath now. Gentlemen, ladies, samurai, I bid you good night.
Good night, King.
He leaves, and Shozo says, very well done, very well done. I'm glad my trust in you has not been misplaced. I suggest you get a lot of rest. The festival is tomorrow. But if there's anything I can do for you, feel free to ask.
And the same for you.
We are at your service.
Oh, you're too kind to this old peasant.
Oh,
You always have the most interesting things for us to do.
one thing. Could you tell us about Kengo's relationship to each of the other competitors?
Well, the simplest thing is that they're all students of mine that attended at the same time. It was towards the end of my taking of students. I have become a quite famous name at the time, and as such, my name afforded me the most prestigious of students. That means rich people,
Yes.
and the money that comes with that. Since most samurai and most people tend to see people born of such station as more deserving, I figured it was only proper that one of them become my successor. My class tended to fall apart soon, though, after Kengo left us. I always had a deep feelings for the boy, and I didn't have it much in me to teach anymore after tragedy befell him. That said, all of the students were becoming good friends at the time. Kengo was well liked by everyone else. But you know how politics can change things, especially friendships. Yuri, since then, has become more withdrawn. She seems... well, I think she's become paranoid. Doji Sakurako seems like she is the perfect crane. She seems very sure of herself. But trust me, it is anything but the case. The only one of them who actually has the confidence and the skill to back it up is Ikoma Mitsuo, who I believe the lion are grooming quite heavily. It seems like he is eyeing the championship to become clan champion. But he is far from it, and he's trying to get as many accolades as he can. And he'll probably do it. He's extremely talented, and people in power seem to be flocking to him, including Kitsu Satoru, who has been patroning him, and I believe using his magic to give him the ancestors' blessings. And that is pretty much what I know about them. They've changed a lot since they've been students of mine, but they were students of mine when they were pre-Genpuku.
So lot can change. Plenty of time for them to become different people.
And that so much strife had to befall upon each of their relationships with one another.
It's a way of samurai, I've heard. I write about it all the time.
Wouldn't you know, Doji?
Like Daisuke cocks an eyebrow at Naorin.
He has a completely flat face.
Meanwhile, young So's looking over at Kuranagi. I hope some friendships are better lasting.
Oh, if I were 10 years
Or
young,
not, you better hope.
I do hope. I have hope.
if I were 10 years younger, I would pick your brains for the stories you have within them and create new characters from them.
That would be quite an honor.
My time has passed, though. My hands can barely hold a brush. And he, holds out his hand and they really shake. It will happen to all of us eventually.
Ah, yes.
I hear it is the most honorable thing to do to face it with courage.
Well, the other options are more distasteful. What else can you do?
I hear the lion enjoy dying in battle. I'm looking forward to dying with my friends and family.
There are many forms of bravery. Battle is but one of them.
Well, my brave samurai, it is time for you to have a very good night.
And you.
He as well shows.
He'll kind of lift himself up as slowly as he can. You'll hear a couple creaks and cracks of his...
Quickly get to standing next to him and offer my arm if he needs it for assistance.
Oh, he'll definitely take that. He'll bring himself up and he'll pat you on the back.
Don't knock over your soda.
Shozo reminds me of my grandfather.
Aw.
Well,
My grandfather was the one who taught me how to play the horsehead fiddle.
Oh, really?
We'll head back, but while everyone was doing small talk, Daisuke will probably just quickly nab the cold gyoza.
Sure.
Just to keep it.
Pop it in.
Can I do a roll for that, just to stealthily do it?
It's really tasty, even cold, probably because it's greasy.
hopefully Kengo is back or safely back at Moto Nomen's place.
Look out, Moto Nomen's
So you all come back to the Ryokan.
Question for you, Corey.
Huh?
Am I interpreting the Turtle Island correctly as that being a shrine?
There's a shrine on an island that's shaped like a turtle. I don't know, Sebastian put it there? You could imagine that also as in like a here be dragons kind of mark, as in like it's just a
We don't know what's here.
I was thinking of asking Moshisora if she wanted to go visit that shrine with her being a Shugenja. And it's an interesting location that I'm interested in visiting too.
Perhaps not tonight, but
Oh, of course.
in the morning.
Maybe after we enjoy the festival.
Yes.
everybody makes it back to the Ryokan, where Ikoma Mitsuo is being a busybody and talking to basically anybody who will listen to him.
What's he saying?
You want to go over to him? Do you want to do it sneakily, or do you want to like just walk on over and
Just
go?
walk on over.
What's up, Mitsuo?
Since it seems like he's wanting to talk to anyone, then I'll bring a bottle of sake with me and use my special technique. Lubricate that tongue.
All right, he can come on over with a bottle of sake, and
Musa?
Akoma Mitsuo looks right over at you and says, "Unicorn-san, Ide."
Yes, I know. My name is difficult. Yong-so.
Ide Youngsu, yes. Well, it appears you were right
Pour a cup for him. About what?
about Kengo and Motonomen. He drinks.
Oh, right, that.
It was a guess, but apparently it turned out to be good. What is your source?
Word travels really fast around here.
And
people talk.
I've been was there.
But you can't trust everything you hear everywhere. That's why I asked what the source was. If it's a good source, it's probably good info.
If you don't want to trust me, Ide-san, you can take your sake somewhere else.
You said you heard it somewhere. I just am wondering where.
You can believe it, or you cannot. Is it true? You were the last one with Kengo. Perhaps you are my source.
I am not your source. This is the first time I've spoken to you tonight.
This guy's drunk.
I would love to hear more about this. Tell me more.
You guys, you all know, everybody knows, that Kengo is a disgraced Imperial, the son of the Emperor himself. And what would you do if you were a disgraced Imperial? You were part of the castle, the Imperial castle. Everyone waited on you hand and foot, and now you're cast out into the Empire. What would you do? Well,
Become a famous poet.
I'm sure that's what he came here to do, and hoping that would give him some measure of satisfaction. Yet, I will best him. He knows that I am great competition, and he is hedging his bets.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
That is why he is ingratiating himself with a Moto princess.
Oh.
And you know that the Moto were a unicorn family that was not part of the original Kirin clan. No. They come from beyond Rokugan. And so, they are seen by many. Not by me, mind you, Ide-san. I am merely stating how other less couth samurai would see the Moto family as outsiders.
Oh, Lucille, can I pause you real quick?
Yeah.
Matt, this is somebody making rumors about one of your friends. Just giving you context of what is happening in front of you. As you are a courtier and probably the best equipped to do something about this.
I responded, well, that's actually an extension of the attitude many have towards unicorn as a whole. We are seen by many as outsiders anyway.
So what better person to target to get back into the lap of luxury than a Moto who is willing to try to raise their status in the eyes of everybody else.
I can't help myself. I start laughing in his face. When he says lap of luxury. The phrase lap of luxury connected with Moto makes my character just bust out laughing. You really think the Moto live in luxury?
I'm sure it's far finer than anything a Ronin can afford.
You may be right about that part, but if you were going to target a clan for lap of luxury, I would be going for the Crane.
And
Now,
and
why
on
not
that
the
note-
Scorpion?
And on that note, Naren is going to excuse herself
Daisuke,
and leave the room.
It's what you're
begins
wanting
laughing.
is luxury, art, and all of that sort of thing. The Crane have that. If you're wanting honor and duty and what Crane or say die, you go to the Crab.
And what Crane could Kengo get? Tell me this. Doji Sakurako? No.
But there's
the
a
matchmakers
flaw in
have
logic.
other plans for Doji Sakurako.
But there is a flaw in your plan in your logic in the first place, though.
What did he just say that everyone kind of coasted over? Something has plans for Doji Sakurako?
The matchmakers?
Oh, okay.
I spoke with Moto Norin about the poems. Kengo never approached her. It was the other way around.
Oh. So maybe I'm right. Maybe it's Nomond who wishes to use a more imperial clout to raise her status.
Even though he has been cast aside from the imperial family, he has nothing to his name.
You what? Understand the Moto. That is all I'll say on that.
I understand politics.
I do not doubt that.
And
There is politics, and there are politics, and there are different...
do the Moto not have politics?
They do, but it is not the same as the rest of Rokugan.
I am skeptical, Ide-san. I am very skeptical. And he takes a drink. Okay, you guys can argue in circles for a while. We're gonna go to Bayushi Narin. Where are you headed off to?
Oh, she's just going to turn in for the night.
Oh, okay, that's it.
Yeah, that's all.
I thought you were gonna
Just done with this.
hunt down someone in particular, but apparently
I was wondering if you were going to say that I bump into her, but I don't know if she's gonna go looking right now.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's something that we can just make that happen, if that's something out of character Sasha wants. But
I do, kind of.
all right,
Aaron
we'll
would
have
really go
bump
looking.
into Otomo Ayuri as she's coming out of the bath with a bathrobe on, yukata, on her way to her bedroom, and she'll stop and let you pass.
And this is where Naren does that very characteristic thing of disregarding someone's obvious discomfort at her presence and starts asking uncomfortable questions.
The right kind of decision.
So she takes a step, but as if she's going to go past, and then kind of turns and says, what were you on the Governor's Island for today?
She will make a squeak. And she will dart away from you.
Can I just grab her?
Sure.
Oh my god.
Make an unarmed check.
Let's see. Martial arts unarmed.
Yes. What stance are you gonna use? What's your approach?
I'm gonna call it air, because I don't just want to like fire seems a little much.
Yeah, that's like you're grabbing her by the hair and she tries to get away.
Yeah, no. Or maybe water shift like to move in front of her, pretty much, instead of like grabbing her to move in her way.
How about this? You need to make a TN2 to make a successful attack.
I don't know how big this hallway is.
It probably wants a cool
But
looking.
what I'd like to go for, if possible, is basically she like squeaks, and as she goes to dart away, like doing that classic anime thing where you like take up the entire space in the hallway with like an arm on the wall.
Yeah.
Like
One target of the attack with vigilance lower or equal that to opportunity spent this way suffers the immobilized condition.
So does that mean even if I miss, I can immobilize her?
No, that means you have to spend at least three opportunities. So you need 2 successes and 3 opportunity to stop her.
So does that mean even if I miss, I can immobilize her? I doubt this is going to work then, but I will give it a shot.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe. Also, before I start keeping dice, Tarek,
Wait, did you
your help?
Yes.
Oh, no, that's just saying she used a void point, isn't it?
I can call on my bond.
To reroll a die.
Yes.
Oh.
Now you reroll. Now you get to keep whatever dice you want. You get to keep it 4, so you can keep all of them.
Okay, but I need more opportunity.
You do.
Those
Well, I have 2
explosives.
exploders.
You can
Yeah.
keep all 4, and then those 2 explosive dice can potentially become more opportunity.
Oh
Like
my
that.
god.
And then you have another success, so you can use that extra success to do something else if you want. And it makes sense that this is a lot of strife attached to it because you are grabbing an Imperial Family member.
Yeah.
You're like,
Oh wow.
You did hit him.
there you go. So it might have been a bit scary
God.
for you because you're like, I could pay dearly for grabbing.
But also, you're about to go to bed, too, so...
All right. That's such a great roll. You can stop her however you want. You can just get in front of her and immobilize her that way. You can grab her. You can pull her by her hair. You can whip off her belt and undo her yukata and,
Oh god.
stop her cold naked, like however you want to do it.
Pull off her belt and wrap her hands behind her back.
Oh, this is a wrong kind of deal.
There you go.
Woo!
Or is it
Things just got steamy.
Things getting steamy right outside the shower.
Sound wrong kind of D&D? Well, of course, this is L5R, not D&D.
Well, there you go. Naurin, since y'all are, being a little spicy here with me, Naurin is pretty hot, so I will lean into it. And I have dangerous allure. So I'm gonna do the, anime lean thing, blocking the path, and kind of just grab her by the wrist to keep her from darting away.
Bayushi-san, you're hurting me.
She lets go.
So can we talk?
Who told you I was at the mansion?
I didn't need to be told. Are you going to say you weren't there?
So everybody knows I was at the mansion.
No, not everybody.
Not yet.
And yeah, she's saying, no, not everybody. And I am not a gossip. You're lucky it was I that found you here before some of the other members of my...
How can I be lucky it was you?
That's obviously dig at Doji.
Yes.
As she looks down at your scorpion mon.
Because I have no interest in spreading rumors.
But your masters do.
I don't see why the fact that you have eyes for Kengo is any of their business.
What? What? What?
Or am I misunderstanding and it is the other
She
young
seems
lady?
so relieved. She's like,
Or am I misunderstanding and you were there to see the other young lady?
She thinks for a moment and goes, well, what do you know about what's going on at Otosanuchi, the imperial capital?
Why don't you tell me what's so important about it instead?
I don't know who you are,
You
Bayushi-san.
definitely don't.
Are you the ears? Do I have to watch out for you? You live with the shadows, and the shadows have the ears, Bayushi-san.
I know my word may not mean much of anything to you, but it would be the truth when I tell you that I have nothing against you, and I have nothing that I wish to hold over you.
I've
I
trusted...
simply am here to help the White Dragon on his behest.
I know Shozo hasn't been touched. But that doesn't mean that the clans did not send somebody. Send somebody to watch out for me. And Bayushi-san, that could be you. And I'm watching you.
I understand. But I am a woman of my honor. I hope you understand that. I would like to help you. You seem very afraid of something. But I can't do that if I don't know what's going on.
There are whispers in the darkness everywhere.
Might not be the first time Naurin's heard that from somebody.
I am stuck. I'm here. The only way out might be the title of the White Dragon.
Okay, that was actually useful. So she is afraid of something. She's in too deep in something, and she thinks the only way she can get out of it is with cat power.
Can you do a sentiment check to get glean more information out of this?
Sure, you can do a sentiment check. Check TN3. Give me your approach on sentiment here. How are you sussing out this her temperament?
I am almost strifed out, so I have to be careful. Remind me what happens if I reach my strife?
You become compromised, but that's it.
Yes.
That means that you won't be
Well,
able
actually,
to
not
keep additional dice with strife on them.
Yes. So
I'm going to use my bond with Kuranagi to let her know, let's see, 5 words. Something is happening with Eerie. Yes, perfect. And then that is going to drop my strife by 1. And then I am going to make that sentiment roll.
okay.
Hopefully this gives me a little bit more wiggle room.
Lucille,
I feel like theorize or analyze is the way to go.
Okay.
Both seem like they're piecing together things with the limited information that I have.
So you gonna go fire or air?
Analyze would be trying to figure stuff out with the stuff she's already given me, and theorize would be more like speculation based on what she's given me, right?
yeah, making assumptions.
Okay, I think maybe air.
Air? Okay, it's gonna be a TN3.
Ouch. Okay, or can I use
2 opportunity, though.
opportunities list?
Oh, maybe you can figure out an advantage or disadvantage of her. Notice an interesting detail about a character in the scene, such as an advantage or disadvantage for 2 opportunity.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be the best thing here.
So she is paranoid. She is jumping at everything and isn't trusting anything.
Okay. So what Naren is going to say then to try to get, like, to use that disadvantage against her, to get her to, like, tell her, word is going to spread. I'm not the only one who knows where you were. But if you tell me, I might be able to help you.
Interesting. Make a...
That'd be command.
Yeah, make a command check. And you can re-roll 2 dice on it. It's going to be TN3 again.
Charm or reason?
Yeah, I think you were going with charm too. If you're on water stance, it's a TN3.
Okay.
I don't think, like, inciting is more like a threatening kind of thing. I don't think you were threatening.
I wasn't going for threatening. Bayushi Naren does threatening really well. That wasn't really.
Oh my god.
But you can only keep 2.
Oh no! Shit! Oh, you're kidding.
I am not.
Oh no. What makes it can I re-roll? Because my...
You can re-roll 2 dice. So hopefully you can get an exploder on the re-rolls.
You gotta, hold on, before you do that, I would re-roll first.
Both of these might as well. Because I'm not going to succeed unless I... Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna re-roll those 2?
No.
Nope.
You successes.
No.
Okay, well, it's gonna be a failure, but only by 1. So this is what's gonna happen. Ayuri says, you say that you're the only one I can trust. I can't trust anyone. If I am to trust any single soul, they will have to make an overture so grand to me as to dispel any shadows, any bit of darkness within my mind. All of their doors should be open to me. And if you cannot do that, Bayushi-san, then I am on my own like I always am. Like I've always been. Just me and the skeletons.
I understand. More than I think you know. And she kind of, like, gives, like, a nod of her head in understanding. Despite all that, if you need me, come find me while I am in town. Maybe you will change your mind later.
She'll bow, and that's the farewell. And that's it. We're over time. We're way over time.
Yeah.
Good scene, though. I loved it. Give yourself a void point. Give yourself 3 experience points for today. Ooh.
Merry Christmas.
I know.
Merry Christmas. I get another martial arts melee point then.
The PCs gain a major award of both glory and honor.
So I will gain a little bit back.
For courtesy, Shosuro Kuronagi has a minor breach of courtesy for spying on his friend. There will be a trifling breach of courtesy for Bayushi
Naren.
So what do I lose? 1 point of honor?
1 point of honor for your breach of courtesy when you stopped Ayumi from leaving in a brusque way.
You could say in a sexy way.
In a sexy way. Exactly. For your sincerity, though, you will gain a minor award of honor. Thank you, everybody who watched. If you're watching this as a recording, thank you. Please leave a comment. If you watched the entire thing, you obviously liked it, so hit that like button. Other than that, from Crystal, Sasha, Matt, Tarek, James, my name's Corey, go roll some dice.